Welcome to your 10-minute stretch for the legs. For this practice, go ahead and grab yourself 2 blocks or anything that resembles a block in your home, and I'll meet you on your mat. We get started in a standing position. So for this, I'm actually going to be in the middle of the mat and you can use 1 or 2 blocks for this, and set them on their lowest level in a line. Now, if you have 2 blocks, you can do it both legs at the same time. If you only have 1, you'll need to pause the video and do the second leg afterwards. We're starting with a calf stretch. So you'll actually put your toes right up on the block like this. Now start to pull your toes towards your face. And then notice that in order to get into this, I had to bend forward. Get your legs locked straight and strong. Now start to scoop your pelvis under. Pull your shoulders back and find Tadasana. So if you can't feel that in the backs of the calves, it means you need to come up a little bit more on your feet. Maybe you want a stool beside you to keep your balance. And then again, you might need to readjust. Drop the pelvis under, hug the outer thighs in, shoulders back, head back, Tadasana. Find your breath, arriving on your mat for your practice. Sometimes I like to give a little rock forward and back to intensify the stretch. Last 10 seconds. Beautiful. Slowly release your feet off. Take your blocks into your hands and we'll take the highest level of the block for our next stretch. This is for the front of the hip. From the top of your mat, step your right leg back, drop the back knee. Feel free to pat it as necessary. Untuck the toes. Sink from your pelvis down into your feet. So when you do that, you'll see that your pelvis actually descends. Once you get that, scoop your pelvis under, starting to lift your chest up and your shoulders back. Now, depending on your mobility practice, this would be stage 1. Stage 2, you could walk your blocks in line with your hips. Stage 3 would be lowering the blocks a level or 2. So we're working wherever feels comfortable in our body, and you might return to this practice time and time again to deepen as you develop greater mobility. Hold for another breath or 2 on the right side. Giving a nice press to the top of the back foot will help you anchor the hips forward and stretch out that right hip flexor even more. And release. Tuck the back toes, bow forward, lift the back knee. Switch. Left leg back, drop the back knee, patting it as necessary. Untuck the toes, start to sink from the hips to the feet. Notice the hips really descend into the stretch here. Once you've got that, anchor the hands onto your blocks and lift or curl up the head, neck, and chest. It might support you to think about the opposite of the Halloween cat pose, so that cow arch in the spine. Again, there's a nice anchor to the top of the back foot, stretching that left hip flexor further forward, a really nice release for the iliopsoas. Stage 1, you can stay right here. Stage 2, blocks could come back in line with your hips. Playing with how that feels, how that changes your stretch. You're welcome to adjust the blocks a level or 2. Ooh, this side is different than the other. And slow release. Bring the blocks forward if they've migrated back. Big breath. Tuck the back toes, lift the back leg. Look forward, step forward, and then take a seat. Take both legs out in front of you. Give a little wiggle through the legs. Take the blocks under the knees, Dandasana staff pose. Take your hands, peel the flesh of the buttocks back so you're firmly anchored to your sitting bones. Now, again, if you're newer to this type of hamstring stretch, we're targeting the backs of the legs now, you could start higher up on your blocks. The goal here is to maintain a neutral or a nice long spine. So if I need to have that bend in the knees to do so, look at that. Feels great. Slowly over time, as you repeat this video, you could lower down to the mid or lowest level of the block, or maybe the blocks aren't needed anymore. So let's all start just nice and high. Take a big breath. Lengthen the spine. It's still in that nice arched position, and then scooch the heels forward an inch or two. Again, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, scooch. I've got more space. I'm adjusting my blocks. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, heels forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, heels forward, and I still have a bit more space, so I'm moving into the final expression of the pose. Wherever you are now, pause and breathe 3 breaths. Lead with the back of your head rising up, long spine. Janu Shirsasana, right foot out to the side. Place your hands on either side of the front leg. For this pose, we won't use the blocks. We'll just hold onto that leg, pull the leg towards you to lengthen your spine, and start to hinge. So we're getting this nice abducted movement on the right thigh, on the right hip. You can even put your hand there to exaggerate. And then receiving a deeper hamstring stretch on that left side. Inhale, continue to lift and lengthen the spine forward. And then exhale, getting a little bit deeper. Hold for 3 breaths. Lead with the back of the head, rise up, long spine. Take that right knee in, step it over the left leg, and use that left arm to pull the knee to midline, stretching the outer leg now. Lengthen and twist back. Feeling that stretch all across that iliotibial band into your tensor fascia lata, maybe up into the glutes and external rotators as well. Slowly lengthen yourselves forward, switch sides. Take that left knee out in the abducted position. And you can place your hand on that knee just to encourage it down. You do have blocks. If the knee is really high up, just use a block to support you. Less muscular energy on that side will help you receive the stretch today. Inhale, we take the hands to the sides of the shin and we pull ourselves forward to lengthen. And exhale, right at the hip, there's this kind of karate chop that helps us hinge. Again, inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Finding your edge. 3 breaths. Inhale, lengthen, leading with the back of the head to rise up. Pull the left knee up, cross over, and I'll show you from this opposite side now because this is quite important. So as we twist to the left, don't let this foot lift up. So as we twist, I'm anchoring through that big toe mound, lengthening the spine, and then twisting. Good. Lengthen to release back through center. Send both legs out. Take one block with you as you move on to your back. Viparita Karani without the wall, so legs up. Place the block under your sacrum by giving a slight lift to the pelvis and then lower onto your new support. Hug one knee at a time to the chest and extend one leg up at a time. Start with a shake, releasing any last bits of tension through the legs. And then enjoy this gentle inversion. Once you're ready, I like to kind of point and flex my feet, make circles at my ankles, and then arrive in a place where I feel like my legs are completely supported by the air around them. Relax your head, neck, and chest. Let your fingers curl in towards your palms. 3 slow breaths, receiving the stretches from today. Slowly drop the knees back towards your body, letting that blood run back into the legs. 1 foot at a time finds the comfort of the mat. Lift your hips, release or remove that prop from under you. Settle your hips to the ground. Move to one side and support yourself up. Thank you for taking the time to stretch your legs today. I'll see you next time.